Jadon Sancho. I'm pretty sure I'm live. I'm pretty sure you're joining in. And I'm pretty sure I'm about to talk about Jadon Sancho. You can see the headline of the video. You can see that I'm excited. I can see in the comments that a few of you aren't that excited because Fabrizio Romano's tweeted straight after with something a little bit different. But hold your horses. I want to explain why I'm excited about this headline coming out of Sky Sports in Germany. The Man United have agreed a fee with Borussia Dortmund for Jadon Sancho. We reached this point last week where we were on the verge. We still are on the verge of really finalizing that deal for him. But agreeing the fee is a huge part of it and has been the sticking point the entire time for these last 2 years. I'm going to run through this full story coming out of Sky Sports in Germany. I want to explain to you exactly why you should be getting excited about it and not being just disheartened by Fabrizio Romano tweeting. I want to explain that exactly why. Let me know where you're watching this from all around the world. Reds watching from Africa, from Europe, from Australia, from America, from North America, South America, all around the world. Let me know where you're watching this from. And as always, please send me in your super chats because there's too many comments that come in from all around the world that I can't really keep on top of them. But let's get straight into the news. And this news, as I said, this is coming out of Sky Sports in Germany. And what I have said all along about this Jadon Sancho deal is keep an eye on what's being said in Germany. That's been crucial. And right now they're saying Sky information, Dortmund and United have agreed on Sancho's transfer fee. A move for Dortmund's Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is imminent. One of my favourite words. According to Sky's information, the clubs have agreed on the transfer fee. 85 million euros. That's a lot less than 120 million, that's what the fee was last year. And because United were not willing to pay it, the deal didn't go through. And look, the reason that so many of you in the comments straight away go, clickbait headline, X, Y, Z, is because Fabrizio Romano has tweeted almost straight after saying the Sancho deal is at the same final stages between Dortmund and United. Both clubs working on a payment structure in order for the fee, working on the payment structure in order to complete the agreement in the next few days. Still the details to the extent it will be done. Now, look, Fabrizio Romano has built himself up a fierce reputation, a deserved reputation. But I have to say that in certain areas of this Sancho transfer, certainly this summer, he's not been the first to the news. The first to the news is coming out of Germany this time. I don't know what has changed, but that's my own opinion. You might disagree on that, and Fabrizio Romano certainly deserves the credit that he gets. But for me, I'm leaning more towards what I'm hearing out of Germany first. Just to see Romano tweet, coincidentally, 5 minutes after this news came out from Sky Germany, it's almost like Fabrizio just wants to have his name to it just to make sure that something doesn't happen when he's not there. And I don't mean that as a slight against Fabrizio, but it's just what I've been seeing. But this is the important part of what's coming out of Sky Sports Germany, saying that 85 million fee is agreed. Now, the fee is the important part, but just as much of that, it's the final details. And if you go back to the original story coming out here from Sky Sports in Germany, it's about the installments in which the sum is paid and the add-ons. So that part is still where United and Dortmund haven't completely agreed on that. And that's to do with whether the full fee is going to be paid over 4 years or whether the full fee is going to be paid over 5 years. What is going to be down as add-ons? When Jadon Sancho makes his 50th appearance for Manchester United or scores his 20th goal for Manchester United. They're going to be very easy add-ons. Previously, you look at previous transfers that United have had, some of them have been linked to the Ballon d'Or and big ones like that. But with Dortmund, I think, and Dortmund and Sancho, they want these to be very achievable and easy add-ons that come very quick rather than having to wait for something as big as the Ballon d'Or. Before I move on and before I start taking a few of your questions, make sure you please fire them into the super chats. And I'll take a second now because there's a few thousand of you watching and I know all of you aren't subscribed. So please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. It's free. Go down there, hit the notification bell. I want as many of you watching these videos over the summer as possible. And if you're watching on Facebook, big up to Facebook as well. Drop a like on the video and make sure you share it around. But let's have a look and see where all of you are watching this from, because as always, it's all around the world. We've got Pascal watching from Tanzania out in East Africa. How are you doing, my friend? Shamar watching from Jamaica. We've got Inyang watching from Nigeria. We've got Reds Wappy watching from Canada. How you doing, my friend? We've got Andreas watching from Norway. We've got Jean-Paul watching from Mauritius. Loads of Reds. Although you got a PSG badge. I'm not sure you're a complete Red there. Watching from Mauritius. Duck watching from South Sudan. We've got John watching from Nigeria. Blessing watching from Zimbabwe. As I said, all around the world. Question here from Jay Miller on YouTube. How much is the add-ons? Now, that part we don't know. We don't know how much is the upfront part of the fee and how much is down to add-ons. But for United to not sign Jadon Sancho last summer, it was painful to watch, wasn't it? It went on all summer long. It was horrible to watch as a United fan. But if we can get him for 35 million euros cheaper after one season, and he was good this season as well. Bear in mind, he's in the Euro squad with England. Hasn't been playing. He's been kept out by Saka in that last game, and he hasn't really been played in the games before. But Sancho for that much cheaper, that's a hell of a cheap signing, really, for the player that you get. When you think that we spent more than that on Harry Maguire, it's not cheap to spend 85 million on a player. It's not cheap in any way, shape, or form. But by comparison, if you're going to spend that much on a centre-back, then spending that much on a player like Sancho, who can win you games, who can change games with goals and assists directly, that is a very fairly priced signing. And let's go back to the news. And I want to explain that bit there and what I'm saying about Fabrizio Romano a little bit more, because I feel like I might be, it sounds like slander against him. It's not at all. It's just from how I've watched this transfer unfold this summer, Fabrizio has not been the first person to the news. And that's in this game of transfers. And let's be honest, Fabrizio has played the game brilliantly over the last couple of years. And it is a game. If you're first to the news and you have accurate information and you're consistent with it, you will build up a fierce reputation where people will want to hear those three words. And I still want to hear those three words, because when he says, here we go, we know it's happening. But for me, Fabrizio hasn't been the first to the news. Not in these last couple of months, I don't think. Not with Sancho. And it's been coming out of Germany. And that is why I'm excited. And that is why I was confident enough to run with that headline coming based on this from Sky Sports in Germany. People are saying in the comments there, it's not on Sky Sports News. It's not. It's because there's Sky Italy, there's Sky Germany, there's Sky UK, all under the same banner, but separate. Sky Germany is a very separate entity, really, to Sky Sports in the UK. And that's why you won't see it on the Sky Sports website. But if you go here, I'll even show you the homepage, sport.sky.se, right there. That's the story we're looking at here. Dortmund and United have agreed a fee for Jadon Sancho. How excited are you? You let me know in the comments below. What do you think is the structure of the deal? Say it was 85 million euros. What do you think is the right structure? It should be 80 up front and 5 in add-ons? Should United just give 85 up front, get it all done with? You let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and I'll read some more of your comments out here. And as I said, make sure you subscribe if you're new and you're watching on YouTube, because there are thousands of you watching, and I want you all here to be part of the community. Watching on Facebook, drop a like and make sure you share the page. And if you would send me in your super chats, I will definitely answer your questions, because so many of you comment so much about where you're watching it from that I miss the overwhelming majority of the questions that you do send in. Like Alexander watching from Uganda. Where did your comment go there? Too many. There you go. How you doing, Alexander? You got Elijah, I'm going to call you, watching from Uganda. You got Mukta watching from Sierra Leone. A few of you commenting about Camavinga. I'm going to do a full story look at the Camavinga transfer story. What is it? Are we going to sign the 18-year-old from Rennes? How much could it be? Make sure you subscribe. That's coming out later this week. We've got Ismaila watching from Senegal. And we've got David Scott watching from Canada. Matt Fairclough, you think that 70 million upfront and 15 million over 5 years in add-ons for Jadon Sancho? Do you agree with Matt? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be surprised, if I'm honest, Matt, if Dortmund agree to that. I think Dortmund are going to be wanting as much of that 85 million upfront. And I'll be honest, I think that's probably what has delayed it a little bit, because United, we're stingy. Stingy is the wrong word, but we're tight-fisted with our money. So United will want to get the best deal, drag it over as many windows as possible, because if you're looking at a profit and loss account and you're balancing the books, to spread an 85 million fee over a period of 5 years will look better than if it was over 4 years or 3 years. And that's what United will be trying to do. They're trying to balance it as much as possible. We've got Anthony watching from Salford. How you doing, Anthony, my friend? Arnold watching from Zimbabwe. Richard watching from Italy. And Garib watching from Nepal. All around the world. People here saying we need to sign a central defensive midfielder. Hell, I'll tell you who needs to sign a central defensive midfielder. The Croatian defense after that little 5-3 hammering at the hands of Spain. Probably the game of the Euros so far. And at least De Gea wasn't in goal for it, I suppose, eh? At least he didn't concede 3. But I'm excited, man. Look, for me, this week feels like the week where we're going to go on manunited.com and we're going to see a picture of Jadon Sancho. It feels like this is the week where the announcement's really going to be made official. And at this point, we're still looking at hearsay. We're still looking at reports and who we trust and who we don't trust. And that's kind of what happens in the transfer market. And as I said, that's why I'm excited, because this is coming out of Germany. I'm still trying to speak to Jürgen Kurz from Ruhr-Nachrichten, which for me is the hyper-reliable local Dortmund newspaper based out of Dortmund, and they really know the news. And they knew the news last year when I spoke to Jürgen, and I'm sure he knows it now. And for me, I think I'm more interested in hearing what's coming out of Germany than I am from the British press, because right now the British press are going to be getting their stories from United, and I don't really think that United will be feeding them the complete truth. That's my own suspicions, but it's just what your suspicions are at this point. And there's nothing wrong with what Fabrizio said. I'm not saying that Fabrizio is unreliable in any way, shape, or form. He is absolutely reliable, but he's saying the deal is at still the same final stages. So maybe he's not disagreeing. Maybe he's saying that the fee has already been agreed. It's just on that payment structure. That seems to be what the longest. It doesn't really seem to be about the fee. If I'm being honest, it seems like the delays are about how Manchester United want to pay for how they want to pay for Sancho, and the fact that they probably want to delay it and move it across as many windows as possible, whereas Dortmund would want the complete opposite. And Dortmund, in an ideal world, would get all their 85 million up front right now, so they can go out, forget about the Jadon Sancho situation. We've done it. We've got our money for him. Let's move on. Let's spend our dough ASAP, Rocky. But I think United, by the looks of it, I mean, how United, right? That we want to drag it out a little bit rather than just getting it done and sorted. But I mean, we've seen that from United so often. Make sure you subscribe, please. I will give you 2 seconds right now to hit that button. Is it down there? I think it's down there. It's free. Hit the subscribe button. Join United People's TV community. I love having as many of you watching as possible because I like answering all the questions. We've got Shadi watching from China. How you doing, my friend? There's a comment there saying, from Carl saying, in fairness, Sam, what he's saying is exactly the same as the report. And that has been that's my point of what I'm trying to say about Fabrizio at the moment. Fabrizio's not being the one who's first to the news. He's the one that's reacting to the news when it comes to Sancho and these little developments that seem to be happening over the last few weeks. For me, it seems to be coming more reliably first from sources out in Germany than it does Fabrizio at the moment. And that's not a slight against him. It's just the way that things happen. And Fabrizio will always still be the godfather of transfer news. And he really, really is the king of reliability. He doesn't really put his name to anything. And as soon as he says, here we go, he literally hasn't missed. When those 3 words come out, he's got 100% hit rate. Really has. Make sure you fire in your super chats if you have any questions that you really want to ask me. I'm going to head back down to the comments and see what you're all saying, where you're all watching this from. As always, Manuel, watching from Bulgaria on YouTube. One of the OGs still here. We've got Can It watching from Thailand. We've got Ginawan watching from South Africa, Cape Town. How you doing? Damien on YouTube watching from Guyana. Wicked, man. We've got Madhu watching from India. We've got Felo saying we should sign Camavinga. Camavinga looks like a really exciting player, doesn't he? Has anybody watched enough of Rennes last season to really have a proper opinion on Camavinga? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But if so many of you, and so many of you do and continue to say that Ruben Neves wouldn't be the right signing for United, Eduardo Camavinga wouldn't be the defensive midfielder that we need. Sure, he can play there and he has operated there. If you look at his heat map, he plays further up the pitch. He's a player with a more natural attacking midfield tendency than he does a holding midfield tendency, which is what United need. And maybe he's been lined up, and I've seen the comparisons already. And it's lazy when journalists do it, but he's being touted as a new Paul Pogba, blah, blah, blah. Just like any striker who comes through United's academy is going to be dubbed the new Marcus Rashford, like Mason Greenwood was. But Camavinga is a little bit more of an attacking player. You've got Mohamed Bahafsi from RMC saying that United are interested in him, and I will do a full story look at the Camavinga situation. But there's only one player that we're really interested in right now, and that is your man, Jadon Sancho. Yes, please. Look at these stats. Man, look at that. 92 creativity, 86 attack, 89 technical ability. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Let's have a look at how he did last season. We've already done this, but look at that left and the right. This guy's a winger, man. He's a natural winger. He hugs the wing. He hangs out wide, and we need that because right now, anybody who plays on the right-hand side, whether that's Marcus Rashford on the left, Mason Greenwood on the right, they cut inside to the edge of the box. Not saying that Jadon Sancho doesn't do that, but he certainly knows how to give real width to a team, and we need that sort of balance in the shape of our attacks. Let's head down to the comments and see where you're watching it from. Look, we've got Kaziso on Facebook watching from Nigeria. We have got Owen watching from Zimbabwe. How you doing, Owen, my friend? So many comments coming in. I can hardly keep up with them. Where did that go? My God. Honestly, if any of you really got some questions, the only way I can properly read them is if you send in super chats on YouTube, because I cannot for the life of me read them. We've got Collis watching from Antigua. Wicked. We've got Soon watching from Malaysia. We've got Ukwa watching from Southeast Nigeria, man. There's plenty of you watching from Nigeria. Maybe I have to visit that next when I go over to Africa. Next time, we've got Mad Dog watching from Miami. How is it in Miami today? Nice weather? Let's have a look. Well, I'm not going to have a look, but you can tell me. Oh, look, Joseph Smith watching from Cornwall. Even in this. Oh, look, Kevin watching from Lebanon. I think I'm going to Lebanon at some point soon. I hope I am. I'd love to visit. I'd love to visit the Middle East. But back to the story. If you are new to this live stream, welcome aboard. Make sure you please subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're watching this on Facebook, drop a like on the video and make sure you share it. It really, really helps. Nearly 1,000 of you engaging on Facebook. Nearly 2,000 of you overall. So many Reds excited about this story. And I think we should be getting excited because, as I said before, and I'll run through it again, a little quick 30-second recap. It's coming out of Sky Sports in Germany that United and Dortmund have agreed a fee for Jadon Sancho. That fee is 85 million euros, nearly 40 million than the 120 million euros that Dortmund wanted last summer. Don't forget about that. Now, the important part here is that they're saying the final details are still missing, and that is down to the structure of the payments. How much goes up front? What are the add-ons? Those final deals, those final details are what hasn't been agreed. Fabrizio followed it up by saying pretty much the same thing. The deal's at the same stage. The clubs are working on that payment structure. And maybe this has been the thing that's really confused reports all along. Maybe it hasn't really been about the fee and it's been kind of agreed for a long time. I don't know. Comment here from the famous Yatesy, which I've got to give a shout out for. I hope that is Yatesy anyway. Right, there's a super chat that's coming in here. Thank you very much. Who is this from? Scrolling up, there's too many comments. Oh my God, so many comments. Ah, it's the Dark Prince himself. Big up, Dark Prince. I hope you're getting that sponsor cred from SofaScore. I really should do. Actually contact SofaScore and get, I mean, SofaScore is a great website, to be fair. SofaScore, man, if you're watching, get involved. I see you're in bed with Statman Dave. Should be getting in bed with Statman Sam. I'm very lucky. No. I like Dave. Nothing wrong with Dave. Let's head back down to the comments here. We have got Kip watching from USA. How you doing? We've got Brandon watching from Zimbabwe. Wasik watching from Bangladesh. Rurisaurus watching from Indonesia. AJ Moore's watching from Alicante, Spain. That is the first person we've had from Alicante in Spain. I've got a drink anywhere. 1 second. Oh, baby. This is what happens when you go live. You forget to get your drink, but you leave it off camera. Ah, that's sweet moisture. That's sweet moisture. That's much better. Oh, look, we've got Ibrahim watching from Tanzania. Guyane watching from South Africa. I love doing these videos, man. Oh, look at that. Abhijit watching from India. I like the guys that keep coming back. We've got Manoil from Bulgaria. I always watch for your comments. We've got Abby just watching from India. And we've got Dark Prince, 3 of the real OGs. Now, I think I'm going to have to make all 3 of you mods. I'm going to go after this stream, find out one of your comments and add you as moderators because you really have impressed me with how often you're here engaging. And thank you very much for sending in your super chats as well. We've got Christopher watching from Norway. How are we doing here? Right about time for Here We Go, says SAPA. I hope we get that Here We Go. And as I said, look, I'll say it one more time here because I really want to clear this up before anybody tries to tweet me and say I'm saying something different. Fabrizio Romano is one of the most reliable men when it comes to the transfers, and he has deservedly built that reputation up after 2-3 years of long, hard work. But from what I'm seeing with the transfers this summer, when it comes to Jadon Sancho, I don't think that Fabrizio Romano is being first to the news at the moment. For me, it's coming out of Germany, and that is why I'm excited about this headline coming from Sky Sports in Germany. It's why I was confident enough to run with the title on this video, and it's why I'm confident enough to have this conversation with you. I'm not a man who lives for clickbait. If you follow United People's TV over the years, you know that is something that I have avoided the entire time. I'm a nationally trained journalist. I've gone and done a diploma in journalism. I know about the industry. And it can be clickbait, but I've run a website called thepeoplesperson.com. Obviously, you all know about it for 7-8 years now. And it's not about clickbaiting users. It's unfair. That's not what I've ever done on the videos. It's not what I ever will do in the videos. And that's why I was confident enough to run with this title anyway. Prince Varghese watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. £73 million for Sancho is a good deal. It's not a good deal, mate. That's a great deal. Isn't that less than what Arsenal pay for Nicolas Pepe? Watching from Princeton. Is that NJ? Is that News Jersey? Wicked. Moses watching from Nigeria. And we've got Olia watching from Uganda. Let's see if I can try and catch a few of your comments here. Because, as I said, there's so many of you that comment. And I keep doing it. I'm not saying don't do it. But there's so many of you who constantly comment about where you're watching this from, like Marcus from Norway, that I really struggle to actually see the important questions that so many of you rightly send in. Oh, look, happy coding, watching from Kazakhstan. How you doing? Noah here with a good point. It's annoying that United spent 2 years on Sancho. It is embarrassing. There's no other word, Noah, I think you can describe that as. United last summer prioritised the bottom line of the balance sheet rather than the quality of the first 11. And that's something that United have done for a long, long time. It's a reason why United have fallen. And it's a reason why City won like 4 or 5 leagues in the last 7-8 years. Chelsea have won the league. Liverpool have won the league. And it's not because they became a great team overnight. They spent 70-odd million on Van Dijk, 70-odd million on Alisson. They bought Salah. They bought Mane. They bought the whole team. Now, obviously, they had players come through like Trent. But you don't win the Premier League now unless you spend big money. Simple as that. United, if we can go out this summer, we sign Jadon Sancho. Look, it's, in my eyes, it's done. I know that we're still waiting impatiently on the fact that those final details haven't been agreed. As Fabrizio says here, both clubs working on that payment structure in order to complete the agreement in the next few days. Details to be fixed, then it will be done. Now, don't get too upset about that. Don't get too downhearted. For me, this is the week, and I've said it earlier in the stream, this is the week that we go on manunited.com and we see an article about Jadon Sancho and the deal being agreed. Comment here coming from Clubber Magazine saying this ain't on Sky Sports yet. My friend, let me quickly show you where it is. And I'm not talking about Sky Sports in the UK. And if it was just Sky Sports in the UK, I probably wouldn't ran with this headline. This is coming from Sky Sports out in Germany. And that's what I've been saying all along, that the German press have been closer to this Sancho deal at this particular stage of it than they have before. And that is why I was confident enough to run with it. As you can see there on the skysport.de website, there's the link. There's Sancho, clicking through there. It's not coming out on Sky Sports News yet. And I'm sure it will hopefully tonight, because normally when you see things like this, there's always someone that goes first. And after the first person goes for it, they all fall like dominoes. And maybe it's just going to be Sky Sports out in Germany who do it first, and the rest can follow. Super chat coming in here from Monik Doshi. How you doing? Give it to Eddie Cavani and Sancho. I mean, look at that as a starting 11 next year. I'll have to do that at some point. That'll be exciting. I haven't actually thought about that. We should do a video, right? We can do it as a live and interactive one. We can like choose our starting 11 for next season, choose our squad, see where the strengths, see where the weaknesses are. But you got Cavani up front with Rashford on the left, Sancho on the right, Bruno and Pogba behind them, Ruben Neves and Didi, someone, maybe McTominay, maybe Fred, probably not. Someone is that holding midfielder. That is a hell of a team. That really is a hell of a team. And even without Sancho, our attack is very good. We scored tons of goals last year. It wasn't really our weakness, and our weakness doesn't get solved with Sancho signing. I've said this all along. You know, I've said it all along. But signing Sancho would be it has been a saga. It's been painful for me. It's worse than Schneider. It's worse than Gaetan. But it's going to end with Jadon Sancho in a United shirt. So maybe it's not as bad as those ones, right? Make sure, if you're new in town, and I'm sure plenty of you still will be new, hit that subscribe button down there. It's free. Get involved. Join the community. Plenty of live and interactive streams like this. If you're watching on Facebook, drop a like on it and share the video as well. Let's see where you're all watching from before maybe I wrap the video up, unless anybody keeps sending me good comments, and I'll keep answering your questions. We've got London Villa watching from Edo State in Nigeria. And we've got Pronab watching from Assam in India. How you doing, my friend? Iwan Slavov watching from Bulgaria. How you doing? We've got Vidyasaga watching from India. We've got Braze watching from Kenya. Arthur watching from Edmonton in Canada. I can't wait to visit that. Canada, I really, really can't. We've got Sarav watching from Nepal. How you doing, my friend? And we've got Musa watching from Nigeria. So many watching from Nigeria. It's awesome. Another comment here coming in from Abhijith. Who is the OG? Sancho, Varane, and Camavinga. Perfect summer window. Do you agree with Abhijith? Just type yes or type your perfect window. Either type yes or the three players that you think would be a perfect window for United to sign. I mean, I don't think that would be a perfect, in my opinion, Abhijith, I don't think it would be a perfect window. I think United really, for me, for it to be a perfect window, we need to get an out, world-class, pure defensive midfielder like Ndidi. I'd be happy with Ruben Neves, and maybe if we got Ruben Neves, it would be a perfect window for me. But yeah, we certainly need a centre-back, so Varane would be fantastic. Camavinga clearly is a real talent 18, but is he going to be the person that comes in and sorts our holding midfield out? I doubt it. And Sancho is obviously Sancho. But let's see what people think in the comments below. We've got Abba, you agree, you say yes. We've got Frank on Facebook, you say yes as well. We've got Robin. Now we're singing. Sancho, Neves, and Varane. That would be fantastic for me. No, because Freddie McTominay will still play, says Ash. Look, both of them players have a place in this United squad. They do. They really, really do. But if United really want to compete with the elite, with the world's best, to compete for the Premier League and compete for the Champions League, you can't be relying on Freddie McTominay as a midfield too. We've got Monique. You're thinking Sancho, Torres, and Neves. Nice. Let's see, we've got down here plenty more comments coming in. Samuel, you agree with me? You think we just need a seriously world-class DM? I think we really, really do. We can't ignore that. Mihai, saying Sancho, Varane, and Ndidi. Greetings from Romania. How you doing from Romania? Be a brilliant window. That would be an absolutely. If that was to happen, I don't know when we would have had a better individual summer transfer window since Fergie for what we need. I don't think so. That would be perfect. We've got Anim saying Sancho, Varane, and Zakaria. And Smoked MUFC, you agree as well. Sancho, Varane, and Zakaria. So lots and lots of you want us to sign a defensive midfielder. And that's because you're all very smart United fans. You can see where our weaknesses are. And you can see that even if signing Jadon Sancho is an exciting signing, which it is an exciting signing, it's not going to solve our problems. And before I finish here on this stream, I'll tell you what, I've really enjoyed this stream, one of my favorite ones. So many cracking comments coming in. And thank you very much, everybody. Abhijith, Dark Prince, sending in your super chats, the OGs. Right. This is why I got excited. It's because it's coming out of Germany. We've agreed a fee with Dortmund for Sancho, 85 million euros, nearly 40 million less than the 120 they want last summer. The only issue with it being now, it's the determination of the deal. How much of that 85 is up front? How much is in add-ons? What are the add-ons? They're the little nitpicks that aren't currently agreed. And that is why Fabrizio Romano is saying that the deal is at the same final stages. Both clubs working on that payment structure. Details to be fixed, then it will be done. And I don't really think at this point that there's anybody who's really fearing that Manchester United will not have Jadon Sancho as a United player next summer. We all have that confidence now, don't we? It's just the frustrations, I suppose, that these little niggly details can't just be resolved quicker. And I've said that about John Murto. Obviously, Matt Judge is someone I don't really like. But it's exciting. And I've explained exactly why I'm getting excited about this and why I'm saying Fabrizio Romano, in this sense, for me, in the last month or so, he's not been first to the Sancho news. He's more been reacting to it. And it's not a slight on him. His sources are still extremely strong. But I'm looking at what's coming out of Germany. And that's why I'm excited about this. Thank you all very much for joining in. So many of you, literally thousands of comments on every single one of these videos. And it's wicked. You're all watching from around the world, as close to home as London, Stretton, and as far away as Zambia, as Uganda. Where else? Bloody all around the world. It's absolutely incredible. Got Abhishek here. Thank you very much for your question there, saying, is Camavinga going to be a first-team player or straight to the academy? If we sign Camavinga, it's not going to be for anything less than probably 50 million euros. There's a report coming out. There's 100 million euros, but Mohamed Bahafsi, who is pretty much as reliable as Fabrizio Romano, as far as I'm concerned. Remember, he was the first one back in the day to break Martial to United from Monaco. I remember the one that happened. Camavinga is not going to come to United to be an academy player. He's playing first team football in the French league with Rennes. He's only got 1 year left on his deal. Apparently PSG is where he wants to move to, and you can understand that. But just go and watch the highlights against United, mate. You don't want to join PSG. Come on. Dead and buried. But if he does join Abhishek, he's definitely going to be a first team player, as is Sancho. That's the update on the video tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be here tomorrow. I won't probably have this set up. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm moving about a lot these days. It's a bit aggravating, but I had to make sure I did this video. And I hope I've explained to you exactly why this is not a clickbait title. This is the news coming out of Germany. And for me, as a journalist, that's where I'm looking to at the moment. I think the news is going to be coming out of Germany first when it comes to the actual deal finally being completely agreed. But make sure you come back to United People's TV for that news. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, hit that button down there. It's free. Become a member of the community. Thank you all for the super chats you've sent in. If you're watching on Facebook, drop a like on it. Share the video as well. But United agreeing a fee for Sancho, 85 million euros. And I tell you what, given that they wanted 120 million last year, that is a sensational bit of work by United to get it for that price. It really, really is. It's a little bit painful how long it's gone on for, but I'll be here with the here we go as soon as it's there. Thank you all very much for joining in. Enjoy the France game tonight against Switzerland. Let's see what happens there. But until next time,